I'm Lila, 28, living in the quiet Willow Lane part of Portland. It's a sweet place with big trees, tiny shops, and friendly people waving hello. Everyone thinks I've got a perfect life, a kind husband, a cute apartment, and a job at a flower shop. But inside, I'm not happy. My heart feels heavy, like I'm hiding something big. A year ago, I messed up. I married Ethan, who's 32. Ethan's super nice. He's gentle, always smiling, and cares a lot. But here's the thing. I don't love him. I said yes to him not because I was in love, but because I was sad and mad. My ex, Noah, broke my heart, and I wanted to forget him fast. I thought marrying Ethan would make me feel better, that maybe I'd love him later. But that love never came. Now I'm the one hurting. Ethan does everything to make me smile. Every Friday, he brings me sunflowers. He makes soup when I'm tired. He leaves little notes in my bag, calling me his sparkle. Any girl would think he's a dream, but I feel sad because I can't love him back. One night, we sat on our porch, stars shining above. Ethan looked at me and said, "Lila, I know you don't love me yet, but I think you will someday. I'll wait. My heart's big enough for both of us." His words made me want to cry. He was so full of hope, but I felt like I was faking everything. I would smile when I didn't mean it and say thanks when I felt empty. I wasn't living my real life. My mom once said, "Lila, love can grow with time. Marriage is about being kind and patient." I tried to believe her. I waited, but I still felt like a stranger in my own home. One Friday, Ethan made my favorite dinner, mac and cheese with warm bread. He lit candles and wore a blue shirt I liked. "This is for you, Lila," he said, smiling big. "You're my everything." I said, "Thanks," with a tiny smile, but inside, I felt nothing. The food didn't taste good, and I felt like I was playing a part in a show. After dinner, Ethan said, "Let's walk." We went to the park where he asked me to marry him under a giant cedar tree. He grinned and said, "Remember this? I promised to love you forever." I looked at the tree, then at him. I wanted to shout, "I don't love you, Ethan." But I didn't. He looked so happy, and I felt awful. That night, I couldn't sleep. I stared at the dark ceiling, thinking about my life. Would I ever be happy? The next morning, my best friend Sophie called. "Lila, you sound sad." "What's wrong?" she asked. I couldn't lie. "I don't love Ethan," I whispered. "I married him to forget Noah, but now I feel trapped." Sophie said, "Maybe you need some time alone to figure things out." I sighed. "It's not time, Sophie. I just don't feel anything for him." Later, I sat with Ethan. "Ethan, we need to talk," I said, nervous. He stopped me. "Don't give up on us, Lila," he said fast. "I know we can be happy." His hope hurt me. I didn't want to break his heart. but I was so tired of pretending. One Sunday, Ethan shocked me. "Lila, what if we had a baby? It might make us closer." I froze. A baby with someone I didn't love? No way. "I'm not ready," I said quietly. He nodded, looking sad, but not pushing me. I felt worse. He was so kind, and I was so distant. That night, I wrote in my diary, "I'm stuck in this marriage. Ethan's great, but I'm not right for him." I also wrote, "I want to leave, but I'm scared. Will people think I'm mean? Will they say I didn't try?" One evening, I packed a bag to leave. I watched Ethan sleep, looking calm. I stood by the door, ready to go, but I couldn't. I sat on the floor and cried quietly. The next morning, Ethan made coffee and said, "Morning, Sparkle. I believe in us." His words broke me. I wanted to say, "Stop hoping." But I just looked out the window, watching kids run and birds fly. Everything moved, but I felt still. Days went slowly. I'd wake up, eat cereal, go to the flower shop, come home, and fake a smile for Ethan. One Saturday, he got 2 movie tickets. "Let's go out, Lila," he said, excited. "I want you to smile." I said, "Okay," but I didn't want to go. I wore a dress and tried to look happy. At the movie, Ethan laughed and held my hand. He kept looking at me, hoping I was having fun. I smiled, but it wasn't real. After, he asked, "That was great, right?" I said, "Yeah," but I felt cold inside. At home, we drank hot cocoa. Ethan hugged me and said, "I missed you, Lila." I didn't reply. I felt bad. His love was so big, but I had nothing to give. The next day, I met Sophie at a coffee shop by the river. It was cloudy and chilly. "You look tired," she said. I told her, "Sophie, I'm stuck. I want to leave, but I'm scared. Ethan's so nice. People will hate me." "You have to be true to yourself, Lila. Ethan needs the truth, and so do you." Her words felt right, but I was still afraid. That night, Ethan sat with me. "Lila, you're so quiet. Are you okay?" I wanted to tell him, but I lied. "Just tired from work," I said. He looked sad, but didn't ask more. The next week, Ethan planned a trip to a lake. "It'll be fun," he said. I didn't want to go, but said yes. The lake was pretty, blue water, green hills, but I felt empty. At night, Ethan gave me a little box with a ring inside, a tiny heart. "This is for you," he said. "My heart's yours." I teared up, not because I was happy, but because I felt guilty. "Thanks," I whispered. Later, I sat alone, staring at the lake, thinking hard. Back in Portland, I started writing notes to myself. "Lila, you're not bad. You made a mistake, but you didn't mean to hurt anyone." Or, "Ethan's kind, but he's not your home." Writing helped me feel clearer. One day, Sophie called. "You sound stronger," she said. "I'm ready to tell Ethan the truth," I said. She cheered, You're brave. That evening, I made tea and sat with Ethan. Ethan, I need to talk, I said, my hands shaky. He looked worried. Okay. I took a big breath. Ethan, you're wonderful, but I don't love you. I married you because I was sad about Noah. I thought I'd love you later, but I don't. He went quiet, eyes shiny with tears. I knew, he said softly. I hoped you'd change your mind. I cried. I'm so sorry. I didn't want to hurt you. He nodded. I love you, Lila, but I can't keep you if you're not happy. We sat there, sad but honest. That night, I slept on the couch, whispering. I said it. I told the truth. I felt a bit lighter. The next days were calm. We lived in the same apartment, but felt far apart. Ethan still made coffee, but he stopped smiling at me. I worked at the shop, arranging tulips, but my head was full of thoughts. Sophie came by one day. How's it going? She asked. It's hard, but I feel real now, I said. I think I'll move out. She hugged me. You're doing great. That evening, I told Ethan I was leaving. I'll stay with Sophie, I said. He nodded. I'm sad, but maybe this is best, he said. I didn't mean to hurt you, I said. He smiled a little. You didn't. I loved you, and I'm glad I did. His words stung, but they felt like goodbye. The next morning, I packed a small bag, some clothes, a book. The apartment had memories. Ethan's mug, our picnic photos. He carried my bag to the door. Call if you need anything, he said. Thank you, Ethan, I said. You were always kind. I walked out, Sophie waiting in her car. Ready? She asked. I nodded, and we drove away. At Sophie's, I cried. Not for Ethan, but for all my feelings. Guilt, sadness, and a tiny bit of hope. I helped her cook, watched silly shows, and walked by the river. One day, I saw a sign for a painting class. Why not? I thought, and joined. Painting flowers felt fun, like I was making something new. I wrote at night. I messed up, but I'm finding me. It made me smile. Weeks later, Ethan texted, Hope you're okay. I'm in a biking group. It's nice. No need to reply. I wrote back, Glad you're good. I'm painting now. It helps. Be happy. We didn't talk again, but it felt okay. Months passed. I got a little apartment near the shop, painted it yellow, and added plants. I'd drink coffee by the window, watching Portland wake up. I thought of Ethan, hoping he'd find someone who loved him big. One day, I found his heart ring in a drawer. I wrote a note. Thanks for being you. I'll remember, and gave it to Sophie to return. As time went on, I smiled more. Painting class gave me friends. I felt like Lila again, not perfect, but me. One night, I looked in the mirror, tired eyes, but a real grin. Life's messy, I whispered, but it's mine. If you're feeling lost, you're not alone. It's okay to mess up. Be brave. Listen to your heart. You've got this.